Yo guys, I'm Yellow, the Norwegian hardcore PC gamer, as I ever so cheesily call myself. Now, I know I don't have the beanie thing on, that doesn't really matter, people. What does matter is that I was able to figure out a secret superpower in Ryzen. So let's dive straight into this. I don't want to waste too much of your time, and I have a lot to go through, so I'll try and be as dense and effective as possible explaining everything. So basically, Ryzen have a lot of very interesting design decisions and choices done to itself that streamline the process of just getting a very tight experience. And a lot of people, even some of the more professional hardware reviewers out there, completely skipped by this. I don't blame you too much, but I will blame you, because like these kind of things, if you don't know about them, I'm like wondering if you ever played a game. Then again, not everybody are playing as much FPS type of games as me. After all, I do got 10k hours, and it's my way of playing games. I only play FPS games after all, so go figure. These things I have learned a decently long time ago, but figuring out exactly what was going on with Ryzen took some time, but it's very easy to explain. So here we got the chipset. This is the X370, and this one is tying a lot of the extra additional things that you can connect to the motherboard to the CPU. So it essentially works like a funnel, but a very effective one at that. Now that means that your connectivity thingamajigs right here, that could be, you know, the audio stuff, different USB things, or anything else really, it have to first be connected right here, and in conventional scenarios, as we can see on some older block diagrams right here, it would first have to go through the south bridge if it was connected on the motherboard too far away, and then the north bridge, and then the CPU. And in this scenario with Celeron, then the signal had to go down to the north bridge again and out some to some like peripherals like a CRT monitor and LCD monitor. That's very inefficient. There's a lot of delay in this process, people, because you have to connect your mouse and keyboard to the south bridge, and then the signal have to travel all the way up. That's a lot of actual physical distance that you are wasting. Now with Skylake, everything is a lot better. This block diagram is just for illustrative purposes by what I'm trying to bring across regarding my point. Here you can see the USB ports are being connected to the chipset right here, and then it goes to the Skylake CPU, and then it directly goes to your graphics card type things, you know, whatever type of card you are running. Here you can also apply to, so that is up for you to decide what you want to run with. But with Ryzen, and this here is from Level 1 Techs with Wendell and Co, as I like to call them, here we can see that the PS2 stuff, mouse, keyboard, is being directly connected to the CPU through the Super I/O. However, even that is being skipped with the USB 3.1 generation 1 here. It's going straight to the CPU. Ladies and gentlemen, that means that on Ryzen, when you click, that information literally happens in the game faster on your Ryzen platform, rig, computer, etc. if you just plug it in right in the first four USB ports, I'm going to assume. Now that brings up a couple of annoying problems, and I honestly want I want every single motherboard manufacturer to tell us this. Exactly which of the ports on the backside goes directly to the CPU. Because if you're playing an FPS game, if you're playing a high frame rate game, if you're playing a competitive game, if you are a pro gamer, if you enjoy competitive games, if you just enjoy the best of the best stuff out there, this stuff right here literally makes it so that you can act upon the game faster, and it defies frame rate, it defies frame lag, it defies graphics card lag, because the information is being sent to the CPU directly a lot faster than in conventional means. Now, this means that if you are one of the many people on, let's say, Steam here, for example, here we got the numbers from today, 644k people on peak hours just today. This is not even the weekend when I'm recording this. 814k in Dota 2, moving over to some other esport games that are FPS-esque, basically 110k in H1Z1, and then I know aside from this we have Overwatch, we also have League of Legends. There are a lot of actual games out there that are competitive in nature to a higher degree. All of these games, you can set down your graphics settings and you will most likely get a very high or a super high frame rate, and what I would estimate to be a super high frame rate would be anything above 300 FPS. That is actually, in this day and age, very obtainable if you have a proper desktop computer. Knowing this, that means that you basically get 3.3 milliseconds in between every frame. You can, without any issue, fill up every single frame that you're getting on your 144Hz monitor, for example, or your 120Hz CRT monitor. Wendell, do you have one of those? Can you test this sort of stuff so we know the actual actually like the milliseconds shaved off, because that would be sexy. But back to the point, there's additional delay regardless of your frame rate on some sort of Intel platform, whatever type you're choosing right now today. There is, however, a way you can mimic this on any platform, though, and I'm going to show that as well, because I think that is really cool, and I want Wendell, especially, since I know that he owned a CRT monitor, I want him to test this. So if you guys could tweet him or whatever, that would be sexy. As long as we just know that he's going to do it, that would be sexy, because if he owned a CRT monitor, and I know that he does, why not, right? Why not? Anyways, just saying, back to the point. If you're sitting with 3.33 milliseconds time per frame in an esport type game, or a game that you have set down all the graphics for except for maybe the resolution, because that's very doable with a good graphics card nowadays, it's very doable, you're still going to be able to act upon the game faster on Ryzen than on Intel, because there's less delay from when you're doing something with your mouse. And yeah, going back to the motherboard right here, I think that this is genius, but how you can mimic it is if you, for example, in this slot, which as far as I know, you have two PCI Express buses or slots going to the CPU for Ryzen. This block diagram is from Level 1 Text, by the way. And yeah, by the way, the same thing is also the case with Skylake. Let's take up a bigger picture right here. Yeah, you can see right here, there are two of them right here. As long as you just have your peripherals connected to an extension card through the PCI Express, and then you have one beefy graphics card, you're basically likely going to be able to mimic the exact same conditions from Ryzen. However, then you gotta buy an expansion card. If you have two GPUs, you have to sacrifice one, and that's gonna suck. And I don't even know how much of a benefit that would be, but I think it would be a little bit, but maybe not as much. Anyways, taking a look at the actual distance that you have to travel all the way to the chipset right here, the X370, and then up to the CPU, that path is way longer, that check mark, than a J, for example, just passing through here, for example, on the PCB. Not that we would ever know exactly what path it takes. Or maybe it's right here, going even shorter. So yeah, anyways, it's like the exact numbers, I can only speculate, but I'm gonna say that it might be 10 to 15, even 20 milliseconds shaved off on Ryzen. I think 20 is a bit much, but I think it's possible. And that kind of sort of concludes this video, okay? So if you are a completely casual player and you only want everything to look nice and fine, and you want to play stuff with the best graphics, and you want to have a lot of frames, Intel is gonna be everything you need, okay? Mark my words. But if you want the best stuff, and you're a competitive gamer, you enjoy to play a lot of FPS games, you want everything to be buttery smooth, you want your lowest frames to not be that bad either, which actually is a better case with Ryzen right here, you want to go with Ryzen. Yeah, that's basically it for this video. Thanks for watching. Remember to, if you really want to, try and make Wendell do some sort of tests or whatever. That would be sexy as hell, because I know that he has that CRT monitor. I know it. If you don't, maybe you should buy one. I don't know. You probably know some people. I don't know jack shit, okay? I just know these theoretical things because I got 10k hours in fucking FPS games. So anyways, yeah. Thanks for watching. If you want to support me and my content, I would recommend you guys to become a Patreon. That will help me out quite a ton. Aside from that, here are two related videos if you want to get smarter or better at CSGO and FPS gaming. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day, and don't get beastified when you play.